All right, welcome to our YouTube version of All Aboard, another episode we're doing together on the KMS YouTube. And I have to say, I'm actually really excited about our guest today, who, as you can see, is Sheldon from North Dakota. Sheldon, I have always felt a special little connection with because
boy.
he and I sort of were like the annoying callers at the same time and sort of came into the picture at the same time. So I'm excited to have Sheldon on. Sheldon, welcome. And Ned's already complaining. So how's it going?
Yeah,
guys?
because we have a guest and Adam already makes it about himself.
Always about me. Always about me.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, Sheldon? How are you?
Oh, not too bad. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. Ned, how's your last week at your old job going?
Whoa, yeah. They're not letting me go early. I'm working until Friday. In fact, I'm going to a customer meeting with my boss on Friday, so they're not letting me go early. So
well,
I'm not very happy.
Listen, you're still the pretty face they used to sell, so
Yeah, sure.
You can't blame them. All right, so let's jump right into it. As I did mention before, Sheldon and I have a history with calling the show, and I think that's a pretty fun way to start this episode. Sheldon, you and I were actually on a previous YouTube show before that we talked about our phone calls.
Oh yeah,
rest in peace to that thing. But yeah, I mean, you're also in the similar boat as I am, where I don't really call in anymore. So I just wanted what are your thoughts on the calls? Are you happy they're still taking them? Do you see any metamorphosis or changes in the way that the calls are now versus when we were calling in the beginning?
No, it's about the same. You just don't have the regular callers anymore, and everyone still asks about fucking golf in New England. My God, use Google, use something else. I mean, I don't give a shit about golf courses in New England. Find them yourself. And I think he's also yelled at people for that. I don't know. Fucking find it yourself.
Yeah, but again, it's also Kirk though. So I mean, he might yell at you about a question on Monday and then answer it and give you a 20-minute conversation on Wednesday.
But once in a while, you do get gold on the calls. So yeah. I like that they still take calls.
Yep.
You got to be ready for that second and third layer.
Exactly.
Some people are not ready for that.
No, they're not.
No. Well, I actually do think that the calls have changed in the sense that, in the beginning it was more, exactly that. You called with questions, I called with questions, people called about golf, things like that. Now it's just, went super heavy into, there's like a period where it was just super heavy into character-based calls. And now I feel like it's drifting back into into a solid mix, I think, of the characters and the questions.
I miss Sopranos guy.
I miss him too.
I miss him too.
Yeah, I miss Sopranos guy.
He was a legitimately good guy. Also, I spoke to him a couple of times offline, and he was a good guy too. I wonder if he's still a part of the universe.
No, he is. He was at Suckle 4, I think.
Okay.
And I was with him for like 2 hours.
Yeah, I think he's still around.
He was hysterical. He's still around. He's just not calling in. Also, Kirk doesn't like the Sopranos anymore.
Correct.
I like. We still get Tim from Canton.
Yep. Yeah.
So
of course.
You always need that. But there's a few callers I could do without. I mean, oh my God.
let's hear the names. Wait.
In defense of the Sopranos guy caller, my favorite is when he does the scene from Casino. Did we not have dinner in this restaurant? Did you not? That was piss down your leg laugh. Anyway.
But wait, hang on. Let's get some dirt, Sheldon. Who could you go without?
If you don't fucking know who the one annoying person is who still calls all the time with absolutely not a fucking thing to say, I'm not going to say his goddamn name.
That's good because that 3-letter name is not welcome. Is not welcome on this show.
Well, I'm hoping, Adam, in your new role and your company, which I won't dox you, but you're in public relations, I believe. I mean, can you find a place for him so he has a job and doesn't have time to call in?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely
we might need warehouse guys, so I'll keep him in mind.
Although
there is a drug test.
Yeah, he's out. He's out. All right, so we got Magnolia this weekend. Are either of you going?
No.
I can't. I was planning on going without a ticket, but I can't now because
It's literally the worst time of the year for me to try and leave. and then it's also on fucking Mississippi, so it's
And
not that
and
close.
by the way, that's a great tease. If you want to hear more about why it's such a terrible time for Sheldon to leave right now, we're gonna, like we said last week, we're gonna have more topics and more of a different conversation on our RSS feed, and Sheldon will be joining us there as well. So we'll get a little more insight into the life and the times of Sheldon from North Dakota.
Life
But
on the farm.
but wait, hang on, Ned, you were gonna go without a ticket?
Yeah, I was gonna drive up.
Why?
Not really so much to see the show, because from the way the facility was described, it's going to be very limited seating, but just to hang out, and maybe drive back on Saturday or Sunday, but just to hang out.
If it was a bigger
I like
venue,
this world.
If it was a bigger venue, though, would you have tried to sneak in?
Well, I tried to get a ticket. I got locked out. Remember, it was only a limited amount.
No, I know, but
yeah.
so I'm saying though, without a ticket, would you have tried to go?
To sneak in? No, I wouldn't sneak in. No.
Okay. Good man. All right. So that's I mean, listen, we're all, I think, excited to hear the show. Do you guys have any predictions on things that are going to be that are going to be the drama coming out? Because we all know there's always some drama coming out.
I really have to hear what happened with Kathy Carr.
Yes.
I think I listened to that 12-second clip about 40 times.
Yeah.
I mean, what a dumb bitch.
I mean,
seriously. Well, you just hear in the background, hang up the phone. Hold on a second. What? Hang up the phone. Why? Hang up the phone and I'll tell you. Okay, I gotta go by. And I'm like, oh my God, what a bitch.
I mean, but again, listen, like I said last week about Will Smith, is that not, from Howie's perspective, one of the most just relatable spouse moments in the world?
It made him look like an absolute bitch.
Absolutely.
I mean, not even close.
He got cut.
Absolutely. His wife runs the show, but that's not a surprise. I mean,
literally gave him no reason to hang up the phone. Just hang it up and I'll tell you. Okay, I gotta go by.
He didn't even say I gotta go. He said, okay, I'm leaving. Goodbye. I mean, it was just.
Did you guys see Kirk's tweet about 2:30?
Yeah.
With the same lawyers as Dr. Dan. So I'm like, on what premise could they be thinking of suing him over? He said live to tape. We all heard it.
Yeah. There's zero premise. It was he consented to the conversation. I mean, listen, I know that I'm a Jew and all. I'm not actually a lawyer, so none of this is legal advice. But he consented to the conversation. He engaged in the conversation. There was no duplicit.
He didn't do anything right. Yeah.
Right. Like there was just.
He was fine.
It was crazy. I don't understand what the possible legal ramifications could be at all. It's beyond crazy.
Word on the street, and then by street I mean Twitter, is that it's the Steve was the ghostwriter for Kennedy Babylon. Yeah. So that's the word on the
well, apparently now he can't even take a phone call by himself, so I wouldn't doubt it.
So you don't think he could write those books alone?
I don't think he can do anything alone. My God.
Yeah. And
big
by the way,
political talk, or can he fucking make a phone call?
He reminds me a lot of someone that Ned hates that is in the same boat.
Oh yeah. Yep. I'm telling you, I'm knocking on that door. I'm going to be, old like those guys in a few years, months, maybe.
Well, I mean, Jerry's always copied him anyways.
True. But I'm just afraid I'm going to be looking at my cell phone and see an unknown number come in. I'll just, let me answer the phone.
Oh yeah. Oh, of course.
Instead of now, I just delete it and block it. And
I like that you pretend you're not an old man now.
Not yet.
Sure. Okay, Grandpa.
Sure. Does your grandpa look like me? Come on.
No, but my grandpa survived the Holocaust. All right. What did you survive?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, here we go. I'm surviving a half an hour with you. Jesus.
I mean, it's fucking rough, dude. Some would say that's even worse.
So why am I here with two of the most hated Minifans in the world outside of GVE, of course?
Are we two of the most hated Minifans? Sheldon's not.
Adams with his no self-awareness again. So I'm going to skip.
No, I am. I said Sheldon's not.
No, Sheldon gets a lot of shit from a lot of people, but I have no idea why.
Do you?
Is there a different side of you that we don't see?
No, it's just that I used to be really annoying calling in. So
no.
that was true.
Based on your calls, you weren't that annoying. There are a lot more annoying callers that called in. Namely the guy.
That's fine. I really don't care. Yeah. So
I don't listen. I personally never. I don't think I ever see much shit that you're taking, other than if it's politically driven and you're in a conversation with Tony Cass or something.
And I usually stay out of that. I fight with like national libs, not libs in this world. So it's easier that way.
There aren't that many, to be honest. Tony's a rare one.
He is.
Yeah.
He's good because he's really not that far left, but he takes that position and I see him shred poor John from All Politics Are Local. And it's like, oh, geez. John doesn't engage though, but
he must have him on alerts because it's
I know
30 seconds in. I wonder if John, I hope that John has muted him by now, just for the sake of his own, like, I just don't like getting 50,000 responses from the same person every day.
It's not, but Tony Cass is not like vicious or
no.
He's bringing up a good point.
No,
so if you can't defend your point, then don't tweet.
No, for sure. That's why I didn't say block. I just think like if I had someone who tweeted at every single tweet that I put out there, I would probably mute them at a certain point, just out of sheer volume.
Bullshit.
Well,
bullshit. You'd favorite them. You'd love them. You'd follow them back. Someone's paying attention to me.
When you get into fights with anybody on Twitter, you get in the last word that's terrible, and then you mute them.
Yep.
And then they just yell at you in the wind, and you don't see it. Yep. And then they get even madder because I'm assuming they keep talking and you don't hear it. And then then you won. That's always, you never block, you mute.
I block every promoted ad on Twitter that I don't know about you guys. Every fifth tweet I see in my scroll, I just block the shit out of them.
Yeah, you're definitely.
And then I go 2 weeks. Yeah, but if I don't, they come back. If I leave, I'm like, oh, I'll leave them in there. And I'm like, wait a minute, I saw them again. Why am I still seeing these?
That's what happens because you're geo-targeted. You're demo targeted. It's called marketing. It's social marketing.
So I block them. So
there will always be another company that targets you, though.
No, I understand that, but okay, Adam, you're not getting it. I understand that. I just keep blocking the promoted ads. I don't block individuals.
I understand that, but do you think that eventually that there will be no more promoted ads to hit you?
No, but if I I want to really see promos for CNN Plus in my feed? Like, by the way, every like 15 scrolls.
I was just gonna go look and see because I know I got stuff blocked, but it's all promoted stuff like Ned said.
Promoted stuff.
I have one account muted. Hang on. Multiple accounts muted. One person muted. Again, no, we don't need to name him, but same person as before. The only person that I have muted, just because it hurts my brain to try to understand.
I have a lot of accounts muted. Muted's nothing.
Oh no, muted. I think is I agree with you. I think it's the best thing to do when someone's annoying you. And I've muted. I temporarily muted people all the time. But there's literally just one person that I have perma muted, just because it's just anyways, this has gone off the rail like crazy. Did any of you guys watch any of the Justin and Mike stuff today?
No,
Justin
can fuck off.
Whoa.
I mean, listen,
hang on, Adam.
I was going to bring up. Well, no, I was going to bring up
the floor.
I was going to bring up first Sheldon's rant on Blind Mike, but now we going to get a rant.
Oh no, I actually like Blind Mike. Justin can go fuck himself.
Let's hear it.
Justin,
I explain.
Because he's a fucking douchebag. He goes and starts that stupid podcast and thinks he's smarter than everybody, and he has sources like anyone would tell him a fucking thing. And then you throw it in his face, and then he's like, well, I didn't really mean that. I'm just a fucking moron. Well, guess what? He is a fucking moron. That's all he's good for, is driving a blind man across the fucking country. So what's his job now? He talks to people on chat roulette and sells snow cones? Great. Fuck him. That are my thoughts on Justin.
Oh man, Red is gonna be so upset that
Red knows
that
my
he's not
feelings.
here. No, I'm saying, but he loved during the rundown to just get you worked up for these rants, and he's gonna be so upset that he isn't here to be able to just continue poking the bear, because there's no way Ned and I can do it as well.
No, he was very good at it.
But okay, so what exactly are you talking about with the sources? What?
Oh, it's stupid happened? Baseball shit. When the dumbass said, he's like, my sources tell me there will be no baseball this year, and I told him he's fucking dumb. I was like, he's got sources like I was in the NBA, and he's like, well, that's what my sources are telling me. Mind you, this was like it was February or March. Yeah. I was like, it's not even close. I was like, it's gonna happen. And then like when the lockout, or they missed the first week, he's like, are you ready to apologize? He DM'd me.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, yeah, I'll read the fucking DMs. Fuck him.
Oh jeez.
Fucking douchebag.
Here we go. The floor is yours.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Dakota, a large red man from Maine.
Oh, what an asshole.
No, red?
No, not red.
No, not red. Jeez. Not my
God damn
man.
it, not
God,
red.
Lord. Hey, please. This is a family show, Sheldon.
No, I love red. Let's see. Where is it? Idiot.
This is perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Live
So,
podcast.
that dummy.
A lot of dead air.
Yeah. So on Tuesday, March 1st, he DMs me. He's like, I'm willing to accept your apology for calling me out that baseball will not happen this year on March 1st. And I said, it's not over yet, so I won't apologize. And then he goes to me, it's only going to get worse, but you can still believe it if you like. Like this fucking idiot knows anything about labor or labor negotiations or anything. Like the fucking douchebag couldn't even hire a caterer for Madawaska. And then he goes,
he hired a caterer.
Oh, yeah, for $29,000. And then he goes, did I say that this is going to happen or did I report that it would happen? And I said, you know, you're celebrating way too early. And he goes, I'm celebrating nothing. You are the one, when told there will be no baseball, said, I live in a fantasy land, which he fucking does, the dumbass. And then I said, because you do live in a fantasy land, there will be baseball. And he's like, well, maybe there'll be baseball, but no MLB, like I said.
Yeah.
So I went back and forth. And then I danced on his fucking grave when I came back because I knew it would. Because he acts like, you know, people don't like money. Right. Like they were going to really lock him out the whole goddamn year. And then he's like, yeah, I said, I go, you're a fucking idiot. And he DMs me, he's like, I'll take that as an apology and I forgive you. And then I sent him a gif of me flipping him off.
I mean, listen, credit to him for that response, but that is
fucking douchebag sense.
That is,
fuck yeah.
I living in New Jersey and being from Boston, I get a ton of a lot of my friends are Jets fans, and in classic Patriots Jets fashion, the Patriots are oftentimes are down in the first quarter, and eventually then just dominate the shit out of the rest of the game. The amount of times my idiot friends just continue to text me during a first quarter, being like, "Here we go, this is done. Like this is the year, it's finally gonna happen." And I keep reminding them, you're too dumb if you keep fucking celebrating this early. I mean, it's just a replica of that conversation.
Well, no, I mean, it was March 1st, and he was trying to tell me that I should admit that I was wrong. So it was the 10th, and I said, hey, dipshit, you ready to admit that you and your sources that are in your dumb fucking head were wrong? And he goes, my sources were never wrong. At the time, they were correct. And up until a couple hours ago, they remained correct. Oh, and then God. I told him he was a fucking idiot.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like he thinks he's Kirk, but he's not. He's too fucking dumb to ever be Kirk, so he should give that dream up.
Do you think his dad had a few words with Mike before they left?
Well, I know what words I'd give Mike, but
hey, but I mean,
you mean like slip him a 357?
Is he 24? How old is he now?
No, I think he's 26, maybe
26,
yeah,
25, something.
Yeah. I actually feel a little bad. I'm a little sympathetic towards him because I think he's medicated, and I think the medication.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so am I. But I live a fucking life and I have goddamn jobs. Yeah. I don't fucking make calls to radio stations and pretend I'm Kirk Minihane.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Well, it depends on what medication you're on, Sheldon. But yeah, he's a basket case.
But by the way, hey dipshit is probably one of the most underrated, like, you're about to get owned conversation starters. So just credit to you, because always a good line comes after, hey, dipshit. It's just, when delivered properly, it is just second to none.
Yeah, see, but my wire's still crossed, so it still pisses me off. And I don't know. I'm sure he wasn't pissed off, but I was pissed off. So then that pissed me off even more that I didn't think he was pissed off.
Of course.
Yeah.
So one of those things.
It's like you said before, you get muted and then you keep arguing, and then you don't get a response, and then you get angrier.
But that, from one intern to the latest one, it could be a fatality. Oof, that was a tough conversation.
Ned, what the fuck, man? He's not an intern. Don't be a disrespectful piece of shit. He is a part-time employee.
Part-time employee.
Okay,
doesn't get paid.
Come on. Give the man some respect. Jesus.
Yeah, I kind of respect the argument, but the approach was all wrong.
Yeah, it was awkward.
Yeah,
it made me uncomfortable just listening. I'm like, I just want to go back to Kathy yelling at Howie to hang
I
up
know,
the
right?
phone.
Right. But Adam,
was-
do you remember I said, was it last week or the week
Yep,
before
it was
that,
last week.
Harrison, just play out the string. Kirk will never fire you personally. And
Yep.
he sure did.
Yep.
But then he immediately called it back like a half an hour later.
So it's funny to me because at first when Dave said that he was demanding a conversation on the show, I was like, okay, fine. Clearly he gets it. He's gonna be part of the joke. He's gonna he understands this is content. He wants to do it on the show for a reason. Okay, perfect. And I just kept waiting and waiting and waiting for the moment when it would just appear. It was so uncomfortable. I listened to it no less than 17 times. It was just probably one of the most awkward conversations I've heard in years. Just, yeah. I mean, you said it before, Ned, a lack of self-awareness. I mean, literally arguing over being called an intern versus a part-time employee. Yeah. It just nothing. And it also reminded me a lot of MHB's famous call to Dave Portnoy when Harrison was saying, like, mentally, I'm not going, I will go down there, but I think he had his wires crossed and
you're Bill Parcells.
Right. But he's much younger though, right? Even though he has graduated though, right?
I think he's 23.
Like 22, 23.
22, 23. But that's a conversation you normally would have with your mentor, your father, a trusted uncle. Hey, I got the situation. How should I handle it? And you give him pointers. I don't think I think we've all met Harrison's dad. At least I met him at the soccer shows. Met him. So I'm like, yeah, very good guy. But I'm like, that's the conversation he should have asked someone with more experience for some guidance.
I don't know. I think dealing with Kirk, sometimes the lines are just blurred. Like you think you know how it is, and you're like, well, it's a bit. Yeah. But it keeps going and going, and then it goes in the back of your mind like, well, maybe it's not a bit.
Right.
And obviously it was mostly a bit, as we found out with that phone call, but by then it's too goddamn late.
Right. Well, first of all, like Mike said on that episode, and he said it a million times, when it's one thing when you're sitting there and watching it and enjoying Kirk doing this to someone else. The second it turns on you, everything goes like a whole different way. And, Sheldon, you said it perfectly. Kirk's ability to be able to be a mental terrorist and get inside your head so that all you can think about is, hang on, but was it real? Was it fake? Like, he can blur that kayfabe line so well. It is just, it's second to none. So I get that, yes, it's a different beast and it's not, something normal, but I'm with Ned here. Like, how do you not say, just have a 5-minute conversation with your dad and say, what do you think I should do?
Right.
Should I talk to him? I've never met his dad, but from everything I've heard, I assume his dad would not tell him to have this conversation.
Not in this
with Kirk, B, on the show, and C, to just talk to Dave on the side and be like, let's talk jokes aside, what's going on.
Right.
True.
My thing was that he's done that now to Harrison. He's done it to Justin. He did it to Steve. He's done it to Mike. He's done it to Dave a couple of times. He hasn't done it to Clemmer. Chris has remained relatively unscathed, at least to the level we heard yesterday.
So far.
But Chris is I think, maybe except for Steve, more adept on his feet, faster on his feet thinking than all the other guys. So either Chris doesn't let it get to that level, or he handles it pretty well. And I've heard him go back and forth, whether it's about what's to be included in budget month or concessions month, or Chris never falls into the trap where it crosses that line where, oh shit, now this is serious, or is this still a bit? I don't know.
Right.
That will happen, by the way. They all end badly.
He disagrees with Kirk until Kirk gives his opinion, and then he jumps to agreeing with Kirk. So I mean,
right.
Listen to it.
No, you're right.
Well, wait, are we talking about Dave or
that's Cullinane too? Yeah.
Oh, Cullinane.
No, you're right.
Cullinane will agree with any. It doesn't matter what you're talking about, who you're talking to. Cullinane, I guarantee you, his kid during bedtime, Cullinane's like, it's time for bed, and his son will look at him and be like, wait, no, I don't want to go to bed. Let me stay for another 2 hours. And Cully's probably like, oh yeah. Okay, you're right. That's fine. Yeah, of course. I was just joking. Yeah, you're right. Botch segment, botch move.
So for the rest of the week now, there are no more shows because they're all in transit now, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Today was were the interview shows.
Right. Riggs was okay. If you like golf, it's okay. I wish they had a better connection on the call on the second interview because I took it while I was outside doing something. I couldn't hear him as well as I could hear Kirk. But from what I heard, it was much better than what I anticipated. I mean, who'd have thought a Nicolas Cage book would have been that interesting? But it was good. I found the conversation fascinating. Would I buy the book? Maybe. I might go get it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna get it at some point. I mean, like I've said before to you, Ned, I'm on a big reading kick now, trying to set a good example for the kids. So the more books I can put in my back pocket, the better. But yeah, I mean, I like golf not nearly as much as all the callers and Kirk does. I enjoy watching it. The Masters is always, it's like watching the Super Bowl if you're somewhat into golf. And Riggs is someone who I always will have this memory with Riggs. I used to work right around the corner from the Barstool office. So I used to always see the Barstool guys. One time I was actually like talking to Jared on the sidewalk. And Riggs walked by, looked at Jared, smiled, gave him a sack tap, said, "Hi, Jared," and just walked away. And it was just like, you know what? These guys are just like, this is just perfect. This is everything you would expect a Barstool guy in like the best way possible. So I've always had a soft spot for Riggs because of that.
In other words, Sheldon, Adam was stalking the Barstool office.
That's what
trying to nab
like.
people as they walked out for lunch. And he got Jared Carrabas and realized, shit, I can upgrade to Riggs.
That is not what happened.
Because you've also told us your Dan Katz story, your Dave.
Yeah, because I
Who
worked
else?
around the corner. I have selfies I can show you, Ned. All right. I'm
not disagreeing. I'm not questioning. I'm just saying.
Stalking.
You seem to be a little bit obsessive about it, right?
Well, I literally worked.
What about
K
Marco? Do you have any one-on-ones with?
He was actually funny.
There we go.
Funny that you say
the
this.
Floodgates.
Well, no. Every single one that like I'd be like, "Oh, hey, big fan, love Barstool, blah blah blah." He's the only one who just like turned to me and was like, "Oh," and just like kept walking. Everyone else was the nicest human. I didn't have any negative interaction with anyone else. Everyone, no matter what their persona is, were always so nice, so grateful, so appreciative. He was the only one who was like, "Fuck off." And just like it's perfect, just knowing the cunt Marco turned into.
Oh yeah. So what else we got?
I mean, I think that pretty much covers it. Do you guys have anything else on this week on the Magnolia show? Do you think that there's are there people that you know of that are going without tickets? Because
without tickets, no. No, I don't know.
You got called out specifically, Ned. By the way, Justin and Mike this morning said that you were. Justin said, and I can get an echo Sheldon's feelings here. Justin mentioned how he heard or he knew you were coming or something. So he named you as an attendee right off the bat.
I'm sorry. No, I didn't get a ticket, but I was going to go, but I can't now. So
right.
But I would have loved to have gone just to hang out.
All right.
Yeah.
Is this your first missed show?
No, I missed the vigil. I also I didn't get the draw on the VFW. That's it. Yeah, you're just those. Oh, I didn't go to Madawaska 2 either.
Okay.
Yeah, because
you weren't in Madawaska. That's right. I was at the second one.
The first week it was announced, I booked my hotel room. I had the time set out, but I was booked the week before and the week after. Then, if you remember, they pushed it another week. I think maybe because of Steve left. That might have been it. And it was like, I can't do it now. So,
all right. Last question before we end the YouTube version of this show. Sheldon, are you ever going to be in studio?
I doubt that'll ever happen. I'm not going to hold my breath.
Have you approached Dave about it?
I might have, but I would have to fly to Boston or Watertown.
Yep.
And it's not like I do that every other week. So it's just going to be a big pain in the ass.
Yeah. You don't ever have to travel for work, correct?
No, not out of state. No.
So you've got to really set aside vacation time, block it off. And
basically.
Yeah, it's all out of pocket. Yeah. No, he's not going to do that. I think Menners has a better chance of being in studio.
I don't think Menners has any chance of being in studio.
Well, that's kind of my point, Adam. He doesn't want anybody. I mean, he doesn't even like the fact that we had Justin Durant, and then Justin's a great, great guy. and a smart guy and a golfer too. And even then, he's like, Kirk's like, oh, it was a drip.
Well, yeah, because
Okay,
Kirk
yeah.
doesn't want
Doesn't want
nice, boring people. He wants people who are entertaining enough, but not too over the top, as we have learned over the past couple of weeks. But all right. Well, listen, thank you again to Sheldon for joining us. If you want to hear more from Sheldon, he will be joining us on our RSS feed. I believe it'll be out at some point at the end of this week. Let's just put it there. Yeah. And thanks a lot, guys. And we'll try to do better next week.
One last thing before we go.
Oh,
the outro music is the outro music, Cats and Kittens, is the original Fleetwood Mac, founded by Peter Green in 1967. You're going to hear a song you probably have heard the remakes of, but the original version of Oh Well. It's a live version from a television show in the UK back in 1968. I hope you enjoy it, but it's someone you should get into. This isn't your Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham pussy ass Fleetwood Mac. This was hardcore English blues Fleetwood Mac, the way that was meant to be. And with that, Adam,
because it wasn't pussy Fleetwood Mac, it was hardcore.
It wasn't
Fleetwood
Dreams.
Mac. Woo!
This wasn't Tusk.
Oh God, you're old man.
So
all right, all right, guys, we'll do better next time.
Sheldon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When the critics and the audiences agree that something's very good, it's got to be very good. So the group we're talking about is Fleetwood Mac, and they play the blues.
We're now going to do our latest single called Oh Well. I can't sing, I ain't pretty, and my legs are thin. But don't ask me what I think of you, I might not give the answer that you want me to. Now when I talked to God, I knew he'd understand. He said, stick by me and I'll be your guiding hand. But don't ask me what I think of you, I might not give the answer that you want me to.